when you have those lines that they have that real person answering or get back to them as soon as possible.
Yes.
And we are reaching
But
everybody.
I'm impressed with that though, that you have a 24-hour call line, hotline, so to speak.
Free.
Yes.
And we have reached out to churches. We have been in the schools. We have been in the communities.
In Calypso Tents?
Yes, Calypso tents. We will be on the strip, and we also cater to the key populations.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have everybody covered.
Yes, even in the clubhouse, we will be there.
Legends will be down at the Pump Bay Strip on Sunday.
What's that? Pump.
The Pump Bay
Well, if it's the
Strip,
Pump
the
Bay,
Black
that's-
Sand Strip, because we had a very successful launch of that on Sunday past. It was a collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism as part of the Tourism Month of Activities. So we did a tour of Sandy Point call from Charles Fort to Fort Charles, went through the whole community, and we culminated at Pump Bay. It was like, the masquerades, the mock jumpies, those young ladies, they were awesome. So you have live entertainment. I did a song or two.
Yeah.
And other person performing. It's trying to get that as a weekly activity every Sunday. For those who live in the Basque area, they could take an easy drive to Frigate Bay Strip. But for those who live farther afield, Pump Bay every Sunday has activities. So Sunday coming, we are going to have a Calypso tent down there.
Well,
You're free to come down and join the tent.
sure, but if you are functioning in Pump Bay, then you are safe. Go ahead.
I'll tell you why they call it Pump Bay. Right? And my pump is still working.
Nice.
But it's a good venue to come and again reach out to the community and do your thing. So you're invited to come and share with us. So, you see, you, every time you want to go.
So what time is that? 8?
We're going to start earlier, Sunday, because people have to go to work on Monday.
Okay.
So once again, give you another opportunity to come down there.
This coming Sunday.
This coming Sunday.
Okay. So yeah,
We'll let you know.
It was going to be on Saturday, but I am honored with an award for
Congratulations.
International Men's Day. Somebody gender fair decided to.
It's about time.
It's about time. So I have to go to Nevis door to receive that.
You have been one of our biggest advocates.
Yes.
I'm tall. I'm
And
big.
we are grateful.
I'm big.
We are grateful.
Much appreciated.
That's good.
So it's very important for people to know that you are there. It's very important for people to know that AIDS is still an issue. Many folks don't think along those lines because the head of AIDS and all this care is past. COVID took over that and we focus on something else. And in the meantime, we had this problem. This lady is very persistent. It's very important. Let me talk to her. Hello, Brenda. I'm on Voices. Call her back after. It's an insurance issue. So yes, continue. You share whatever information you want to share with the public, and I'll just try to be short. I'll be quiet for a while.
We actually have one of the activities we have will be the island drive, condom drive. We'll be in a mobile units going around the island, distributing condoms, as well as providing education sessions. And also we will be doing some testing as well for those that are available at that time to get tested. So look out for us. We're going around the island on the 30th. Yes, on the 30th of this month.
This month.
November, the 30th of November. Look out for us even in town. In fact, we'll start from Basque to actually share the good news.
In preparation for National Condom
Day, which is also the 1st of December.
We want any sexual act to be protected on that day. Respect the day.
Yes.
On the 30th?
No. The 30th, we're going around the island to distribute condoms, in preparation for the 1st,
Condom Day.
Which is the National Condom Day.
That is actually the month of my birth. You know what I mean? I hope you don't have on the 22nd no thing there. That's my birthday.
Just have your condom.
Yeah, well.
Or you could choose to abstain. Okay?
I've been
Sex is
abstaining.
not accident.
I have been abstaining for years.
Well, very good. And you're looking good.
Yeah, abstinence.
Very good.
It's an option.
Look at me,
It's an
don't
option.
look innocent. I don't do things anymore.
And that's one thing that we want to also encourage people, that we will be we have done in such a way that we have testing sites, different areas where you can actually assess in the healthcare centers, in the hospital, even the National Aid Secretariat. When you get to the National Aid Secretariat, you can ask for myself, Dr. Offrey, or you can ask for Nurse Lucine Pemberton Vaughan or Nurse Shalomi Penifedo. We were there to provide services to you, for you, and actually be there to provide counseling. Sometimes not only about the testing, but also the counseling. We have people come around to ask for counseling as well. We also provide that.
Okay. We're going to head downtown once again and give credit responses. And when I come back, we're going to feel the question, there been any collaboration with the Carnival Committee? Something like that. And if not, why not? Have you posted them? If not, why not? Etc. See you on the other side.
It's TDC for me, TDC for we. Neighbor, partner, your family. The best is yet to come, believe me. Moving forward, moving with. Hey, TDC certain nation with the best customer experience. TDC, you are the one for we. Happy anniversary.
Together we succeed, building on strong community, pressing onward to our destiny. One love, one family. Together we succeed. Let the whole world see. Yes, this is 50.
This Christmas is all about you. Yeah, boy. Flow brings the joy and better value. Together, imagine all we could do. Prizes and offers inspired by you.
With great prizes including cash, grocery and gas vouchers, data, credit and more. Switch to Flow today and have Christmas joy every day.
This Christmas is all about you. Telling you, boy. Flow brings the joy and better value.
Flow, connecting hearts and homes this Christmas. Visit discoverflow.co. Conditions apply.
Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams. When you need better service, Rams is always here. Better value, better prices. Rams is always here. You want your loyalty. Rams is always here. We are community. We are family. We are family. Rams for you and me. We are community. Rams for you and me.
We both could do it together.
It's 11:42, and we're coming at you directly from the studios of WINNFM 98.9. We have in the studios with us folks from the National Aid Secretariat in the Ministry of Health, Department of Health, Dr. Offrey and Lucine Pemberton Vaughan. Mike is yours. We got about 50 minutes to wrap things up, and I want to maximize that time with as much information from you as possible. So, do your thing.
Doc?
Yes. We want to talk about the prevention measures. All right?
The ABCs.
The
of
ABCs for prevention.
I
So,
think that
leave it to my colleague here to start up.
the ABCs of prevention. We know that A is for abstinence, and we generally advocate for this for our school population, the school children. But we are also saying that if any adult knows that he or she is ill prepared and not yet responsible enough to make the right decisions for his or her life, then please abstain, because there is no going back. HIV is for life. Be faithful. Be faithful comes with its own challenges, because I could be faithful to my partner, but I can never be 100% sure that my partner is faithful to me. And so we have to leave that window.
Of doubt?
Uncertainty,
Being
doubt
cautious.
is a strong word, but I always say leave room for human error. So even if my partner messes up, I should not have to bear the consequences. It is about me. Hence, because I cannot be 100% sure, leads me to
You
C.
be your own guarantee.
Correct, consistent condom use. Use it correctly, which we spoke about, consistently, and it must be done in the correct context. Now, I had a client who just slipped up one night and she let her 3 months pass, and she came back and she said, "Nurse, after this, I promise you that I would always use my condoms," because she is accustomed of using it. Same partner. And I had to
have a
look her.
question for you. Sorry
I
to
had to
interrupt you.
look her in her eyes
What
and
is that in your head?
tell her that she is positive. What's that?
Your headphones.
What is that? Help me, doc.
Look at the other side.
Come, doc. You see? Correct use. Correct. Because sometimes it could be on but not correctly.
That's correct.
So A is for abstinence. B, be faithful.
Be faithful.
C,
Correct.
condomization. D, do the test.
Audito?
D, do the test.
Oh.
And E, educate yourself and educate others.
I
Simple.
thought it was just A, B, and C, but
A,
A,
B,
B,
C
C,
is of
D
prevention.
is for doing the test.
And E for
E.
education.
And if you
Education.
want to continue, there's a F. We have to fight stigma and discrimination.
Well, I have to go back to school to learn the whole alphabet.
But look at there.
It's really worth it.
And the
It's
thing about the E,
prevention.
the thing about the E is that we have smartphones now. We have this internet. Everybody have internet access.
Prevalent of information.
So why not you Google? Find out for yourself. Get yourself well informed so you can help yourself understand what this is about and how to actually protect yourself. So it's very important that even parents should actually find out on how to even communicate to their own children about prevention measures. We are actually actively involved with the PTA meetings in schools where we collaborate with the school's counselor to talk to the parents of the students as well as the teachers as well to equip them well on how to actually pass on this information to them.
That's, we're talking about the standard, and I'm using the word loosely, standard form of condomization. There is a female condom. I'm not sure if the female condom is used for those who engage in oral sex.
No, that is for both oral and vaginal. But Tuesday night on Pleasure Pulse, we will discuss that.
For the
But
folks
yes,
listening now.
No,
Yeah.
it is for both oral sex and vaginal sex, and it offers more protection. It is actually 40 times stronger than the male latex.
Stronger white.
Condom.
Stronger white.
It is the type of material that it is made of, polyurethane, and it has a wide number of benefits. So
Is it because of the usage or the dangers that presents through oral sex?
It's not basically what we advise to be used for oral sex is dental. That is a much better material used. However, the female condom covers up a wider area compared to the male condom. However, it's not only because of the quality of the material, and because of the wider area it covers.
I'm asking for Chris Collins.
Yes.
It's really important that if you really want to practice more oral sex, I would advise that you use dental instead. It covers a broader area than and female condom. And knowing that female condom also, this is also information you can actually be in for,
8 hours before.
few hours,
But
unlike the
if
male.
you use the dental dam, you will have to hold it in
What do you
place.
call it? Dental dam?
Yes,
Yeah,
dental dam.
it
yeah.
is a latex square, and then you would hold it over the vagina
Yeah.
and perform that. But with the female condom, it's inside already, so
Okay.
your hands are free.
All right. I am educated. I mean, there are questions out there that you folks are best suited to answer. So I'm just being the person prompting. But we got about let's see, about 11 minutes before you dash off. So as much as you can, Pleasure Pulse is on Tuesday night.
Yes.
I posed a question before the last break as to whether there is any collaboration with the Carnival Committee. These are a number of events happening throughout. We have the Cooler Fest, we have all the different things, the same way you guys were able to present at the Legends Tent. Have you approached them? Is there been any response? Are they receptive? Because some people feel that when you come out in that festive mindset, we don't want to be bothered. But that's when you have a mass audience that you can reach.
Yes. In fact, we reach out to them and we are expecting a response from them because we believe that they are willing to join in this fight, to mitigate the spread. I think it's a great avenue and opportunity for us to reach out to our wider population and also be able to actually pass not only information but also preventative commodities to people at that stage. So we're looking at reaching out for them to, for us to collaborate with them to have maybe a tent over there, giving an opportunity to come to stage to talk to the people, create that ambience for us to, relate to people. So I think that we're waiting. We've reached out to them already, waiting for a response, and we believe that they'll reach out to us soon.
Mr. Director Carnival, we're talking about Clement Garrow. I hope he's listening, and they can give you a positive response ASAP.
Yeah.
It's part of keeping the nation healthy. You also allude to the fact that lots of nationals return home.
Yes.
And I recall an ad some years ago, pardon, where this father was coming home, what we call 4 in the morning, and the little child said, "Daddy, Daddy, what did you bring home?" And so that applies to our nationals returning home. Want to know
What are you
that
bringing?
what they bring home can not only pass customs, but
We don't have the device to detect that yet.
As it's the custom.
and then you get a certain amount of things duty free. Got to make sure that the pass muster. So this information and what about the airports? Do you have any mechanism in place where you have like posters or on the screen about
In fact, it's one of the things we want to create like a big poster where we have HIV travels. I made that
Beautiful.
statement, HIV travels.
beautiful
So,
at the airport? That's
yes,
a
we would
fabulous
like
idea.
to have, where we see the same place, we have Viral Messiah.
Yeah.
Big poster there. We can have a big poster of the Ministry of Health there saying HIV travels. So when you're driving out,
You
you
see.
know that HIV travels in.
And when you're coming in
when
to
you're coming
travel,
in to go into the to bus there, HIV travels. So that alone
that
creates
should have been there yesterday.
awareness to people that here, listen, I have to be cautious while I'm
Look
in
at the
here.
grin, look at the grin.
And so it's holiday, Some people come in to just have fun.
Yes.
So when you're having fun, please, knowing that people coming from overseas, it travels. Either you're traveling to collect it or you travel to bring it.
I know about a friend of mine who's traveling. Well, the band was traveling overseas to Canada for performances, and he forgot his Blackstone at home. He had to run home for he missed the flight.
If you look at it, it's safer.
He missed the flight. So you're right. These things to travel,
Yes.
and we, in a very small island community. We're small but we're large. We should not be able to, at this point in our development, have any major influx because people are irresponsible. We thought, that we passed that stage of age a long time ago. And so it's refreshing, not that it's still around, but to know that the awareness, the education, the precautions that are needed to prevent a major spread are still there, and people are monitoring like yourself. So I want to thank you for that, because You mentioned the age demographic from 13 to this. How many persons, take the time out? But with the signage that you mentioned to be put at the airport, HIV travels, I think is a major step forward.
So when persons ask me if HIV is still around, my next question is, do you use a condom every time? When they say no, I say that's why.
You sit around.
Right, that's why. So it's a personal responsibility.
So we are like enablers?
Right.
Not me, I don't.
And nobody gives you, as I tell my clients when they hear that they are positive, they want to look back and say,
He gave me or
who
she
gave me? And nobody gives you. You take it willingly, as long as you are not raped.
If-
You had a decision to make. Any unprotected sex act is simply saying, I am willing to take all that you have to give.
Are we talking like 40 years now since the inception of AIDS?
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably 40?
So we all, the Ministry of Health, cannot only fight to mitigate or stop or end HIV.
need a
We,
partnership.
everybody, we all have to. It's HIV is everybody's business. So you have to take a responsibility on how, in my own aspect, can I fight to mitigate this spread? As a parent, as a boss in an office, business places, take that initiative. Most business places have been taking the initiative. They have been inviting us. We go. That's the mountain going to Moses. We go to you, educate your staff, and also provide testing for them as well, because sometimes they get so busy. We were at the Defense Force, we were at the Police Force. In fact, that's Division B. We hope to have a Division A testing and education session as well, because they are busy. So when we go to them, provide education for them, provide a condom for them, that alone shows that their bosses or their managers or their people in charge are actually concerned about their health. So we all have to do what we have to do to ensure that we fight this.
And think, sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
And think it's blessed. They have education is free. The counseling is free. Testing is free.
Condom is free.
Condoms are free.
Medication
the
is free.
treatment is free.
Social messaging is
Yes.
very active.
Yeah.
I always say, if you have diabetes, you have to buy your medication. Cancer patients buy these. Hypertensive.
You have to.
But HIV medication is free. So we can't do any more. The answer literally lies in your hands.
So for all the business places that have not invited us, you can invite us and we will come. We will just make an appointment and come and provide these
To talk to
services to you.
the staff?
To talk to the staff. In
Testing.
fact, Jaro had called us as
Yes.
well.
That's
we
great.
were there.
Even Ross University, we're going to Ross University in partnership with Ross University to actually educate their staff and also provide testing for them. So different business places have been doing that. So you seize that opportunity, invite us, call the number, and then we will ensure to come to you. We also asking that every business places to showcase their interest in the fight of HIV by encouraging their workers to wear red on the 1st of December, which is the Friday, 1st of December, and also they can decorate their place. It's almost Christmas,
red
right?
ribbon.
A red ribbon and red
ribbons,
balloons and
okay.
all of those stuff to show that, that compassion, that
Create
passion, that
awareness.
your own personal responsibility to fight HIV.
I'm going to give you a license to use some lyrics that I coined years ago. And it's from one of the choruses, one of my songs. Once there are no protection, during copulation, those moments of ecstasy can end in the cemetery.
That's powerful.
Infecting the unborn, making children orphan. So much pain and misery with the spread of the HIV. That was back when I was
Wow.
prolific.
Yeah.
So
And yes,
Yes.
you guys should do the Calypsonians and also
And
the
the
these
funny
songs are
thing-
there. I have
Yes.
4 songs on the topic, 3 which I rendered,
Yes.
and others are with for other persons.
Yes.
Please play them often in your radio stations and
Tell
also those.
the DJ them, tell Jamster,
Please.
tell
And
them
the
the
funny
songs
guys
there.
should
thing
play.
is that in those days, you were saying that you would end up in the cemetery.
Cemetery.
And now we have the treatment. We don't have to reach there.
That's why
So
people
just
feel
adhere
that
to
it's
the
no longer
testing.
a major problem.
It's right
because you
there.
can live with it.
You can live with it, but you have to first start with getting tested so that you can get on treatment for you to live with it. But if you are not testing, you will die with it.
I have a challenge for Dr. Offrey. Repeat the
Yes.
line I just gave you.
Okay, in summary, you were indicating.
No. As long as there is copulation.
Yes.
Once there's no protection,
One,
during
Copulation.
copulation, those moments of ecstasy
Ecstasy.
can
And
end.
In the
Cemetery.
cemetery.
Free to use them.
Yes.
Actually, we need to use that in one of us,
You're
in
free
our,
to use
in our
it.
PSAs.
Yeah,
Thanks a
let's
lot.
use that.
Thanks a lot. So yes, it's important that we know that, and it's
Yeah,
important
wrap up
that
time. We got a
we,
minute, so just do you
Yes.
think, because we have to stop at midday for the midday newscast, so do you think 30 seconds each?
all right, go ahead, start up.
So we just want everybody to wear red. World AIDS Day, 1st of December. You are putting on your red for what? Create awareness.
Winners.
So we are going to red up the town.
Yes.
Okay? So we would like you to wear red, and we want you to respect that day. Any sexual activity taking place, please, it is also National Condom Day, and we want you to protect yourself.
National come down, they not come down.
No, come.
Dr.
National Condom Day. If you're coming down there.
Dr. Offrey.
All I have to say, all right, is that HIV fight is my business, is your business, and HIV is everybody's
Very
business.
well said.
Thank
And
you.
on that note, we now have to pause for the Win FM's midday newscast. It was lovely. Guys, come back again, okay? If possible before, but
Will do.
you're always
Thank you.
welcome.
Happy to.
Thank you.
You found the sound. 98.9. Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, KDP Enterprises, The Grange, and Carib Brewery.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured. Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness, it's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoyed the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king.
Please drink responsibly.
With the Win FM headline news, I am Yulana Weeks. Locally, Integrity in Public Life Amendment Bill 2023 passed in the Nevis Island Assembly following fiery debate. The details and more straight ahead. The members of Parliament in the Nevis Island Assembly met on Tuesday, November 21, 2023, to debate the Integrity in Public Life Amendment Bill 2023. The amendment says that if there is no leader of the opposition, then the Deputy Governor General may appoint a member upon the advice of the member or members of the opposition, provided where there is no member of the opposition or the members of the opposition cannot agree on the nominee, then a member will be appointed on the advice of the Premier after consultation with the members of the opposition, if any. Initially, the members of the Integrity Commission were to be chosen by 1. The Deputy Governor General acting upon advice of the Premier, 2. the Premier, 3. the Leader of the Opposition. However, due to conflicts between opposition members, Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge and Cleone Stapleton Simmons, there have been no Leader of the Opposition in the Nevis Island Assembly. The member for Nevis 4, Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge, argued that the bill was not properly constituted, thus contributing to the existing problems.
Madam President, one really must question the usefulness of the Integrity in Public Life Ordinance. Because, Madam President, the amendments that were made to the Act just early this year, like I said, has extended the reach to public officials in Nevis. And so the attempt now to create an opportunity to question the integrity of the Nevis Reformation Party because of the failings of the CCM administration, one really must question, are we really proposing amendments to an integrity in public life ordinance? We are not seeing that expressed, Madam President. Even some of the provisions in the existing ordinance, one must question whether or not the abuse of office, whether or not the ability to investigate complaints, whether or not the necessary reports have been filed. These are matters that will really move to strengthen the ordinance. But to create a scenario that the Commission is not functioning
because of the Nevis Reformation Party. Madam President, again I say, the ordinance ought not to have been constituted because at the time there was no appointed leader of the opposition. That went on for the last 5 years. And now there's some talk that it is because of the opposition why we're here today. We're here today because the ordinance was never properly constituted according to our Constitution, Madam President.
Minister Eric Evelyn, in a fiery presentation, said Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge, member opposite, was accusing the Premier of Nevis and the Nevis Island administration for possessing dictatorial attributes during her presentation. He then pointed to the failings of the opposition.
The situation as it exists now, there is no leader of the opposition. And we accept that. And so you cannot appoint anyone. This amendment that we are here today discussing and debating is suggesting to you, the members who sit on the opposition benches, that you have another chance to do so. And you must take advantage of that chance that this piece of amendment is affording you. You can't be blaming us over here if you can't agree. That is exactly what you have come to this house today to do. To blame us for all of the drama that has unfolded in your party since the election last year. You can't come here to blame us for your drama. There's no drama over here, you know. No drama on this side. Absolutely none.
Minister Evelyn, member for Nevis 3, admonished the opposition members to do the work that the constituents voted for them to do.
And so you cannot come here to say or accuse the Premier and the member for Nevis 2 or accuse our government of being dictatorial in any way. If we were dictatorial, Madam President, we would not have come here to this honorable house with this piece of amendment to give the opposition another chance. And so I am pleading with the members of the opposition. One is here right now, the other is not here. I hope she is listening. I am pleading with you all to sit down and do your job that the people of Nevis 4 and Nevis 5 voted for you to do. Do the job that the people of 4 and 5 place their confidence in you to do. And I would say further, Madam President, that if the members for Nevis 4 and Nevis 5 cannot take up the ball that has been thrown in their court and use it, they would have failed their constituents miserably.
Regionally,
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has not ruled out the Venezuela-Guyana issue having a negative effect on TNT's Dragon gas deal, but hopes it doesn't reach to that point. Last week, Venezuela said it will go ahead with a referendum in December over its rights to a potentially oil-rich territory that is the subject of a border dispute with Guyana. Speaking to reporters on Monday, Dr. Rowley said he is confident the issue will be treated with dialogue, noting that CARICOM remains a zone of peace, which is the best position for all. Both countries, he said, are a part of TNT's investments and agreements, and he is certain the government of Venezuela respects the government of TNT, as does the government of Guyana.
The last thing we want is for us not to be in a period of peace and a zone of peace. I don't have a crystal ball, but things, especially where diplomatic matters are concerned and that nature, I have no forecast to make as to how it will go. But I could tell you what I would not like to see. I would not like to see the relationship between Venezuela and Guyana deteriorate to a point where consequent actions would negatively damage all of us.
Barbados is now a step closer to realizing its goal of locally producing pharmaceuticals. The government received a white book which outlines the way forward. Sharika Griffith was at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Center for the presentation and filed this report.
In a move that's expected to stimulate economic activity and create jobs, the island last year signed an historic communique with Guyana and Rwanda on the development and production of pharmaceuticals for global public health.
In those early discussions, it was recognized that if Barbados and Guyana were to get involved in the manufacturing of pharmaceuticals to meet the needs of the populations of the two regions, we would have to be compliant with the requirements of the international organizations that have responsibility for overseeing the food and drug regulatory authorities across the globe. The need for a document commonly referred to as a White Book was identified.
Following extensive research by Biopharma Excellence, experts in biotech science and product development, that White Book has now been presented to the government for cabinet's approval.
This White Book presents for each country a gap analysis of what must be done to create the enabling environment for regulation in the pharmaceutical industry. Our White Book delineates Barbados' strategic pathway toward the establishment of a robust regulatory agency for pharmaceutical products. This body of work is critical in our pursuit of pharmaceutical self-reliance and enhancing public health standards within our nation.
Prime Minister Mia Amor-Motley has given the assurance that the National Regulatory Agency will be independent.
It is critical that there be absolute commitment to precision, independence, excellence, and going only where the science takes you, if we are to be faithful to the task that we have embarked upon here today. As head of government, therefore, I give you that assurance, but I go further. The National Regulatory Agency, when established, will have the same independence as central bank and the same independence that we hope to imbue in the National Statistics and Big Data Analytics Authority that is going to be critical also for a functioning democracy in a small island developing state such as ours.
And the Prime Minister notes extensive legislative work will also be required.
I'm told that it is in excess of 30 pieces of legislation that will be required, but those numbers no longer daunt us, because CPC we did what? 13 or 14 in the first 6 months of government in order to adjust to the OECD's requirements for the international business sector. And AG, I have every confidence that you're having presided over that you will be in a position to land us safely with the regulatory framework that is critical for us to go to the next step.
During the event, the Ministry of Health and the Rwanda Food and Drug Authority signed a memorandum of understanding for technical cooperation. It covers collaboration in areas such as legislation, drug registration, market authorization, and inspections. Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
Internationally,
now to the Netherlands, where voting is underway in a snap general election. It follows the collapse of the four-party coalition government of outgoing Prime Minister Mark Rutte. The final TV debate saw party leaders clash over migration, the economy, climate change and a chronic housing shortage. Dylan Yesligos from the business-friendly VVD is hoping to become the country's first female Prime Minister. Well, let's go live now to The Hague to speak to our correspondent, Anna Holligan. So, Anna, this was a snap general election, but what's the mood amongst voters? What are they looking for from their potentially new government, sorry?
Honesty, in fact, that's one of the main issues which has dominated these election debates, but also things like the cost of living crisis, a chronic shortage of affordable housing, migration. I just want to show you where I am here because we've come inside a polling station which is in the town hall in The Hague, and if I just take you around here, I can show you what's on offer to the approximately 13 million people who'll be voting in this election here in the Netherlands today. This is the list that they have to choose from. So this includes the 26 parties on offer, incredibly fragmented political system. And we're in here because Geert Wilders, leader of the anti-immigration, anti-Islam Freedom Party, has just cast his ballot. And what's been fascinating over the last couple of days is watching his party rise, gather momentum in the polls, and now it's looking like a three-horse race between his Freedom Party, Dylan Yasilgoz, who I was speaking to last night after the TV debate, and she said she doesn't want to play that female card despite being on the cusp of history, potentially about to become the Netherlands' first ever female Prime Minister, plus the first ever immigrant Prime Minister of this country. She came to the Netherlands as a child refugee from Turkey, and she has built her political career over the last decade or so, mostly as a member of Mark Rutte's VVD Liberal Conservative Party. And then there's Frans Timmermans. He's a really interesting character. He resigned from a top European Commission job to lead a new alliance between Labour and the Green Left. So the issues that have really been dominating the debates are about something, it's a new term in the Netherlands, a security of existence, bestaanszekerheid. And when I've been out speaking to voters, it's not just the poorer people in society who are worried about this. It's right across the political spectrum, and this is what people are faced with when they come into these polling stations, this remarkable list of 26 parties that they have to choose from, and they'll be looking for politicians who can restore trust in politics.
Trust, but then there's a wide range of candidates there. You mentioned, Anna, with differing views. How easy is it going to be for the next party to form a coalition government?
This is a really good question, Catherine. So what people are voting for here is a party, not a prime minister. But the norm in the Netherlands is that the largest party, which could potentially this time around get less than 20% of the vote nationwide, is usually tasked with forming a new government. And interestingly, Dylan Yasilgoz, despite the fact that she came here as an immigrant, she's taken a very hard line on immigration, and she hasn't ruled out working with the anti-Islam, anti-immigration politician Geert Wilders, unlike her predecessor, Mark Rutte. Others potentially in the running if she was tasked with forming a new government. The BBB, the Farmer Citizens Movement, which did well in provincial elections, has slipped down in the polls. And another person to mention very briefly, Peter Omtzigt, his new social contract party could potentially be a kingmaker in this coalition forming process.
Thank you very much. That's our correspondent, Anna Holligan, in The Hague.
Israel and Hamas have agreed on a 4-day truce, according to both sides, the first in the war. The Israeli government voted in the early hours of Wednesday to back the deal, which would allow the release of 50 women and children hostages held in Gaza. It also mentioned that for every 10 extra captives released, they would extend the pause in fighting by another day. In exchange, Hamas said, Israel would also free 150 Palestinian women and children imprisoned there, and allow hundreds of aid trucks to enter Gaza. According to Israeli tallies, Hamas militants took about 240 hostages when its fighters surged into southern Israel on October 7th and killed 1,200 people. To date, Hamas has released 4 captives. Late on Tuesday, the armed wing of the Palestinian militant group Islamic Jihad, which also took part in the Hamas raid, said one of its Israeli hostages had died. Since the October attack, Gazan authorities say Israeli bombardments have flattened large parts of the Hamas-ruled enclave, killed more than 13,000 people, and displaced about 2.3 million others. Before the deal was announced, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said US President Joe Biden's intervention had helped to improve the tentative agreement so that it included more hostages and fewer concessions. But Netanyahu said Israel's broader mission had not changed. In a message at the start of the cabinet meeting on the deal, he said, "We are at war and we will continue the war until we achieve all our goals to destroy Hamas, return all our hostages, and ensure that no entity in Gaza can threaten Israel."
That was the WINNFM Headline News. The Headline News was brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, KDP Enterprises, The Grange, and Carib Brewery.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com. When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is WIN FM.
Hotspot's Value Mart IGS Specials running November 16 to November 29. The more you shop, the more you save. In November, get the double points on meats and produce. Now, our Value Club Blue Tag Specials. IG and Essential Everyday Peanut Butter, $8.99. Essential Everyday Grated Parmesan Cheese, $11.99. Essential Everyday Fries, $13.99. Essential Everyday Frozen Vegetables, $5.99. Hot Pockets, $12.99. Essential Everyday Freezer Bags, $8.99. And now, our very low weekly value deals. The Kraft Barbecue Sauce, $7.49. Essential Everyday Ketchup, $4.99. IG and Essential Everyday Chocolate Tuna, $3.49. Libby's Vienna Sausage, $2.75. Irish Spring Bar Soap, $12.99. Arm & deodorant, $7.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart, and get double points for more rewards today!
It's 12:27, and we want to welcome our viewers and listeners back to the second half of today's presentation of Voices. You're logged on to WINNFM 98.9, and my name is Socrates, host of today's program. In the earlier segment, we had folks from the Ministry of Health, from the A Secretariat, Dr. Ofri and Ms. Lucine Vaughan Pemberton, and we had quite a live discussion as they prepared for December 1st, recognized globally as World AIDS Day. We're back in the second half now, and we are at liberty to speak about, it's breaking news. We just learned that there's been a double fatality due to gunshot wounds in the St. Peter's area. We're told that there are 3 persons who have been shot and 2 have succumbed to their injuries. Not the kind of news we want to hear at any given time of the year. And we would have passed a certain number in homicides, not what we want to hear again, but it's breaking news that there's been shooting incidents in the St. Peter's area. 3 persons, we're told, have been shot. 2 would have succumbed to their wounds from... Wow. Not a good thing at all. Not a good thing at all. And we know there are times when people try to ascribe blame to one administration or the other, blame the Minister of National Security, and we have so many more questions and answers at this particular point in time. We would hope that this speed of activity discontinues for all the right reasons. We don't have the answers. It would be fair to say that we're in a state of mourning based on the amount of homicides we've had for the year in this very small demographic. Some years ago, we suffered from a very bad reputation. We were labeled negatively for the high rate of homicides, gun-related death, and for a period of time, we were more or less, we shared a sense of relief that we were past that stage. Songs were sung about it. The degrading song was sung celebrating that we were past that stage, and really, it's not what we want to hear. If anybody don't have any information they want to share that's factual and can be corroborated, you can call and share with us here at the studio. The numbers to call are 466-0989, 666, I'm all confused, 662-0989, 762-0989. And once it's something that can elevate the national debate, we would be very welcome to, entertain. We are approaching our carnival season, and there are folks who are making plans to go out to be entertained. We have folks who are flying in to celebrate as we do normally during the Christmas carnival season, and this brings us sort of anticipation that things will not be as normal as they should be. We know during the festivities, people get excited, there's a little fight here and there. That we can live with, but in terms of thinking about the negative impact, not only negative impact, the thought of there will be gunplay, and during our festivities, there was a time when people didn't go out to the night spots to be entertained anymore because of this fear, this prevalent fear of what could happen. And I dare say many felt comfortable that we were beyond that. As a matter of fact, many of the drivers like myself who work in tourism, we're faced with questions about the crime rate. And honestly, sometimes we said, we did have challenges. We are past that now. As a matter of fact, you can go downtown. If you get lost, ask anybody. The ones going to attack you. People live on the internet prior to traveling. And sometimes they come with their information and they try to test you. Still, we have to be diplomatic how we answer because nobody wants to know that the country has a black eye. Nobody wants to lie. We want to be honest with our, it's just one of those things we're not happy about. Okay, so once again, the lines are open. The program is called Voices, so any topic you want to raise or engage in, debate, we're here for that. We go to the phone lines as we speak. Good day, caller. You're live on Voices.
Greetings, Kingston. Thanks for taking our call.
With respect, sir.
The information flowed so far. All right, the gun thing. The gun thing is not in a vacuum, The gun thing, people are afraid to come in. I think it's serious. No. The gun thing, it connected. And what we need to do is to remove the guns from off the street, because plenty guns in the place. Plenty guns. And we need to just remove them. A gun is not a needle. And it's not needle. It's not needle. Once you look good, you'll find it. So, yeah, the onus is on us. And we want to say, mostly so the mothers, because you see when death go on, no one feed it like mother.
Quite
no
so.
one.
Mm-hmm.
No one. Yeah, but pardon?
I said quite so. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, no one feed it like mother. So the onus is on the mothers to make that happen. No people, no things, say, me there by a bus stop. Monkey bus stop to be exact.
Yeah.
Some school youths are going to catch bus. 5 of them. 2 girls and 3 boys. And them in a conversation. And what one of the boys said before he got in the bus? We did the shooting, We didn't say nothing.
Really?
He said, yeah, man. So something we see, it's something we hear and see, me myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tell you, he said, they was talking about fear and badness thing. And yeah, one of them said that. One of the boys said that. And they just jump in the bus and go out the business.
So very casual.
Yeah.
Becomes a casual thing for them.
Uniform,
Yes.
In the uniform.
Yes.
5 of them. Yeah, me mark that. Me say, wow. And that's over there. All right. So we need to remove them guns, because we know the thing go on with the knife and the this and the that and the that. But if we gun, we are laugh. But it's a serious laughter.
Definitely.
Yeah. Gun, when people have gun in hand, when certain people, gun about long time now. Don't about long time and you think I know gun in synthesis, but it's the mentality and the gun in the hand. Are you with me?
I'm listening to you. We have the entire, listenership listening to you. I'm just trying to get you to say a thing and not interrupt you.
In their hand. That is the difference. We got some different mindset around yourself. So, I guess over there. Okay. You see, the AIDS, they might look forward to the 4th of December. We don't say it now. We are equating now. One name, I know they sing of them out of Jamaica. One name again. He did the other day. He said the damage already been done. And we put that with the AIDS thing. God, the AIDS thing just pop up, sir. The AIDS thing is coming from a conspire blind. Yeah? The AIDS thing is coming from a conspire blind.
So we go from a conspiracy to a conspire blind.
No, it's not. You never see it there's a conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
But we change that.
Okay.
It's a conspire blind.
Okay.
Because if people do it, and if they could have seen, they wouldn't do it. So they're blind. Yeah?
I'm listening to the logic.
So, it is coming from a conspire blind that removed the sacredity, the goodness of sex between a man and a woman. Yeah?
Yes.
They take sex from off its pinnacle and put on a ring and put on some ID and some certificate and this and that and tell the other. So, that conspire blind, yeah?
Yep.
Turn earth inhabitants, if not almost, into sexual zombies. So AIDS is just one of the,
Results?
Yeah.
Fallouts?
Yeah. This is the naked truth. When earth inhabitants embrace sex as it ought to be, these things will be a no-no. Because we won't have people having sex the way they do like dogs, even worse than dogs, because dogs have their season. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Good.
But I just
Let
said,
us know.
okay, appreciate that. But I just said earlier on, there's a singer out of Jamaica said that the damage is done. Okay, but I've lost a caller. So the damage being done, I'm him saying done. There's also word of done. So the damage being done, we have to look at preventative measures and how we can contain. So let's go back to the phone lines. Go the caller, you're live on Voices.
Good afternoon, the King.
With respect, good afternoon.
The King, I want to support all that Rasty Truth just said. And let me add my little 2 pence to this. In my opinion, the King, I think all the killing that is happening in our space, it is by design. The question of that we've been asking how the guns are coming in. You know, we don't manufacture guns, yet they are coming. They are leaving ports and entering our port. Now, should we go deeper into this? By that I mean, do we really need to go deeper, or we cannot beat that system? By that, the King, I am saying, guns are leaving those who have mastered the art of war. You see, we have a people who are against life. Now, in the scripture, we have the duality between God and Satan, the devil. In manifestation, we have the devil in man and we have God in man. Who is God? Who is God, the King? Who is the devil? Now, let us look at the footprint of a race of people who have gone on this planet, and what have they created? They are against nature. In every aspect of the word against the King, they are against nature. They have crossbred animals. They have dug up our sacred ancestors' grave. They have gone against nature. They are against life. Now, if you know who I'm referring to, you're on the path, the King. Guns are coming in. We have become devils because we do not respect life anymore. We have become like them. And make no mistake, the King, all that we have in this book that we have as our benchmark, it's a duality in everything. My question I've been asking, who have seen the spirit? Because both entities, both deity in the book, they are both spirits. Everything is a duality. No one has seen what we refer to in this book as God in the flesh. That's why I asked the question, the King. We have the devil, Satan, and we have God. The question we need to ask ourselves, who is God and who is the devil? Because the devil is against life. Are you following me, the King?
Yes, sir.
Now, it is sad when we look at our history and their history, the King. We let us ask ourselves, where has African gone on this planet and do what the Caucasian have done? Where on this planet have any African gone outside of Africa, or we in the diaspora? We have become devils now, the king, whether it is by food that we are eating, and we know that they've been experimenting on us in their labs. That's why they gave us COVID. One philanthropist said 2025 there's going to be another virus. He has become a prophet now. Now, why is that? When we hear this man talk, we tend to, what? Glorify what he's saying without challenging it. And it's not just he alone.
Who is this man you're talking about?
Sorry?
Who is this man you're referring to?
Bill Gates have stated that there's going to be another virus in 2025.
Okay.
Did he prophesy this? Did he predict this? Or is it in the making? The king, these people are against life. Why? Do you know, quickly the king, that NASA been collecting melanin and taking it into space to study? Do you know this?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, this is something big with them. Because remember I said earlier that the consciousness that's going to beat AI is the deep consciousness that you and I have in our ability once we tap into our inner self. AI does not have that inner feeling. So they are now harvesting melanin, and NASA is taking it into orbit to study melanin.
Okay.
There's so much thing that is going on right now, the king. But we are fast asleep, and many more of us. This morning I mentioned quickly on Inside Island Tea, right? The earth is cleaning itself. The earth is cleaning itself. And I said, just like how we just had those two shooting, we have now become devils, just like the devils.
Okay.
Thank you for hearing me.
You raise a question. You could listen off air and ponder, and then call back and respond to this. You raise a question as to where have we as African gone on this planet and acted, as you say, like the other persons. Would you accept the fact that the Moors conquered and ruled Spain for over 700 years? Moors Africans. You would have heard about, he was called Hannibal, but Hannibal conquered many of Europe's armies, and he was African. Let's take this phone call. Good day, caller 11 Voices.
Hi, the king. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
How are you today, sir?
I'm having a wonderful day. Not a beautiful day in
Have some
paradise.
lunch?
Not as yet. Today's what, Wednesday? No lunch as yet. Normally on Friday I go get my roti.
Okay.
And teach Chris Collins about it.
Permission to speak?
Most certainly.
Yeah. Let's start at home, because we have to really dance abroad before we dance a yard. But we are global people, so it will permeate throughout the diaspora and the cosmos. But yes, the king, it is appalling. It is very appalling. You know, we cannot go back to the days when sacred life being taken out, and it's like, oh, it's an in thing. It's a norm. Like the conversation that those 5 youths had going to school. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I am waiting, and I was waiting, and one would say, this responsibility is collective.
It is.
The responsibility is a collective one. Both community, on a community level, and both on a national level, especially from a governmental level. And the notion, as of late, after a year and change, one will say, I love the administration to settle in. I love the administration to take control of governance. I love the administration to put measures, enact laws, put measures in place to stem the tide of deviant behaviors, to grow our economy, and to do all good things that was the template that has set since we became an independent nation. And I was all for that. But my question would be, how long, what is the length of time for us to allow an administration to settle in? And they say silence is golden. If our present administration has that golden crown of silence, it is on deviant crime behavior. I've heard it was probably 26 or 25 or thereabouts. This might be 27 or 28.
Mm-hmm.
It is not our way of life. And we have had previous administration who had grappled with this scourge. And one would say, well, if a template was set, do not throw the baby out with the bathwater. I shall have another conversation on this matter. But let me go on to something else. This morning I listened to Morning Island Tea. And I heard a good elder of mine. We always have conversation. He lives in the old, in the Challengers area. And throughout all this course, he will tell me, he will make the case why he is not an African, why his ancestry is Portuguese. But yet, this morning, on Morning Island Tea, he is trying to make the case for us Africans to say, okay, forgive the Arabs, including the Saudi Arabians. Forgive them, because the Bible says you must forgive. That shocked me. That brought me right back to something that I want to present when I get the opportunity. King Leopold's letter to the missionaries in Congo, using the book by telling the missionaries, tell the Africans it is good to be poor because a rich man cannot go through the eye of a needle. So settle for your thing.
Yes.
That man this morning, that elder brought it back home, where he is trying to tell us, the Africans, he's not an African, you know, because he has really traced his ancestry into Portugal. But he's one to tell us, the Africans, to accept it. Forgive the Arabs for enslaving our ancestors and blah, 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 blah. I say hell to the no. We're not. We cannot forgive, because if we forgive them, they're going to repeat it. And we will be the perpetual slave for them to do it. It is the Jews have said no more. The Jews, if it's one example, and there are many examples that we can have from other people's experience, it's the Jews who say
The
no
phrase
more.
is never again.
Yes, and
The
king,
phrase
do not
is
tell me
never
that
again, not no more.
Their experience was recent and ours was ancient. So because of the ancient of time, let us forgive that. No. You, Portuguese or whosoever your ancestry is, do not try to make the case for us. I am here and others are here to represent our ancestors. Our ancestors who are beckoning us, the living, to defend them. Because according to the adage and according to the Bible, Jesus is going to ask you, where was I when I was in prison? Where was I when I wanted some water? Where was I when I was clothless? The talent that we have to use the talent for our best interest in terms of a nation and all things pertaining to us as a people. And so if you're given a talent, and all of us has been given one, do not put it under your bed and think that when the master comes, you're going to give him back. The master wants you to multiply that talent.
Okay.
So for my good elder, we're not playing that tune. And Jamster, you're not playing that tune. What the singer said. Jamster, play the song later.
He's not on at the moment. He would have left.
Hope he's listening. Thanks.
Okay, well, thanks for your contribution. We got a spate of gunplay in the country, and the question is always posed, where are the guns coming from? We don't manufacture guns here. Is it specific to St. Kitts alone? Because in Antigua, in some of the neighboring islands, they don't have our crime rate in terms of death by gunplay. And the guns enter there also. Ever so often, we would hear that here at the airport or the seaport, there's some interdiction where they intercept guns coming into the country. So I don't think it's a master plan by any one group to import or get guns to come to St. Kitts or the other islands. They too have their challenges. But when you compare their homicide rate due to gun violence to what we have here, it doesn't equate. It does not equate. But it goes back to a mindset that I saw develop here back in the time when they slaughtered Jude Matthew. And the whole country went into see and don't see. So the remarks that Elder X mentioned this morning about the young student saying that he knows who, but they won't say. That took place, that whole change of our people attitude. It's to see and don't see, and people were paid to shut up and this and that, and the intimidation, it grew from then. Because of children that was watching, and they were listening. And there's some people who saw things and did nothing about it. And that's become a problem. So irrespective of the administration, now it has to be said that the former administration took measures that may not have been popular with the masses, but they were able to curb that spate and escalating rate of gun violence. And people said, oh, they paid them to stop it, blah, 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 blah. Changing the administration, we heard people threatening, well, if you don't pay us, we'll fill the cemeteries again. Each has to do their best to contain this pattern of behavior. But to say to go back to how it was, that mindset has changed because our government across the region signed on to conventions about the way we disciplined and raise our children. They no longer have respect for that kind of discipline and for authority. In the US, they have taken the control of raising their children from the parents and given it to the police. The police. And we've adopted those policies. We signed on to those conventions. You cannot discipline your child. Not at home, not in school. Now we know there's a thin line between discipline and abuse, but we know the difference. And when you allow a whole generation to grow with that mindset, and you feed them that rubbish that comes in from other countries via the television, and they say all the gun violence, they normalize it. They normalize it. And we are reaping the results of that today. At one point, we hear about a shooting, and the first question, well, he dead? No. It's your teeth. Because we come to normalize and glorify this kind of thing. For the mothers and the parents who are directly impacted, that mourning, that loss will take place and people will commiserate because they went through it also. And this too shall pass. So this continues until we have a change in the mindset. So whether you want to blame the administration, or say they're not being proactive on certain crime or not, we can have that debate. But look at the demographic that gets involved in that. Our younger people, our talent that we're losing because of negative thinking and the reckless value we put on life. We want to go downtown at this point and take a commercial break, give some credit to our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Are you ready to turn transactions into treasures? It's time to unlock the triple transformation transaction treasures at Holtzman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store St. Kitts. With every hire purchase, not only do you get quality furniture, but you also get triple cash back for free groceries. That's right, triple your savings, triple your transformation. Imagine a home beautifully furnished and a pantry stocked to the brim, all in one go. Our expert staff is standing by, ready to guide you to the pieces that will make your dream home a reality. Hospital Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store St. Kitts, where quality meets affordability. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Visit our showrooms today and start your journey from transactions to treasure. Hospital Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store St. Kitts, transforming home one transaction at a time. Visit us today and experience the triple transformation transaction treasures.
Attention all savvy shoppers. VAT days are right around the corner. But why wait? Get a head start now at Hosford. Take advantage of our exclusive pre-approved credit offer for VAT days on December 15 and 16. Head over to Hosford's Building and Nevis Center's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store today. And don't forget to swing by Hosford's Auto Sales event for the lowest interest rates on all brand new vehicles. Imagine Hosford's dropping major discounts and pre-approved credit when you shop now. It's that easy. Just visit any Hosford's department, make your VAT days wish list, and we'll take care of the credit check. Then come back on December VAT days to take home everything you pick with your pre-approved credit. Hosford's has you covered for furniture, appliances, or a brand new car on VAT day. Don't miss out. Get pre-approved credit now for VAT days in December at Hosford. Visit our stores for all the details. Terms and conditions apply. Hosford's, where your VAT day dreams come true. Hurry in today.
By the clock on the wall is 12:58, and we are representing from the studios of WINNFM 98.9, another presentation of Voices. My name is Socrates, and we started the second half with some rather sad news about a double homicide up in the St. Peter's area. We are told that 3 persons were shot and 2 would have succumbed to their wounds. And the question was posed as to where the guns coming from. We don't manufacture guns here, so it's something orchestrated. There's a conspiracy. I'm not really buying that. Money is behind all this. If persons can know they can smuggle guns in and make a profit, they will do so. For the manufacturers, their job is to make as much money as possible from the product, and so they'll find markets where there's none, they'll create. You say there's a call line? They will create. When some years ago, Aristide banned the army in Haiti, the arms dealers was up in arms because he actually banned the army. Without the army, you can't sell guns. And so they made sure that he was out. Reinstated, they put a puppet government in place who reinstated the army, and the school buses and the buildings that he had received that built for the people, they gave it to the army. The arms dealers must find markets. So when there's little sinkers, Antigua, Trinidad, wherever, you're going to have this activity. You know, it comes down to human nature. It comes down to what the society accepts. You know, and these little things happen from time to time, and we protest, and 9 days wonder is gone until the next incident. And we ask the question, where the guns coming from? Where the guns? It's in the hands and the people who do their damnedest to bring them in, which we don't need them. The only gun I have is a big gun. Mosquito mess around me, I'll put my big gun, and we're good to go. I don't need that. And sadly, some people feel that they need them because it empowers them and gives them a false sense of being a superhuman. You have the power of life and death in your hand. And your peers, your young peers, your same age, is going to take them out because it's a catchphrase that you get from some movie clip. You want to die young and die rich, or whatever the phrase is, and that is the mentality a lot of folks have. Now we have tons of young persons within the Federation who are positively inclined. I'm not lumping all together, but amongst them, we have a casual view of life, and we don't care, and you're dismissed, so I can kill you. You're taking a human life. How do you sleep? Who encourages that? What kind of, this is gang, this and that, and initiation? It's a little too much for me. 662-0989, 466-0989, 762-0989. Be part of the discussion. Let's see how we can elevate a debate that helps our federation in this time of need. Most people turn to prayer. Some say prayer don't work. What is the answer? What's the solution? Change the government? The same thing continues. So it's not about government control. And I must say, I must give credit to the former administration for taking those measures which Barbados have adopted in terms of trying to curb their homicide rate. So there was value in that, or there's value into what was happening here. Government change of policies, I don't have a problem with that because there's no one size that fits all. But when we have to reflect on what was happening then, and what appears to be recurring now, the question needs answering. Not casting blame on any one person, because when a person decides to take a gun in his hand and go and take another human life, I can say, well, Dr. Drew, what are you doing about it? We hear that. That's politicizing a tragedy. We heard it in the former administration. Timothy, what are you doing? And he went and did something about it. Oh, you're paying them to stop killing each other. So we have to agree that we have a problem and try to come up with some holistic solution. Have that conversation. We ask, where's the church? Where the CIC? Where are they trying to find someone or some entity to put the blame on? When oftentimes the problem starts in the home. The causation for all these things sometimes can be traced back to the home. And policies that we sign on to that change the way we raise our children, because somebody out there said that if you hit a child 20 years after, that child is almost traumatized. That's why Billy killed 10 persons. That's why you have mass shooting, because this person was traumatized as a child. Nonsense. I got my ass cut several times. Many different things, and I don't think I need to take up a gun because I was traumatized. Is what we feed ourselves into believing, and the result is detrimental. Caller, you're live on Voices. Go to caller, you're live on Voices.
Yes, the king.
Welcome back, sir.
Now, to the questions that you're asking, right?
About the Moors conquering Spain for 700 years?
No. Yeah.
Because I throw it back at you.
I'm not familiar with the Moors.
I throw that back at you.
I'm not familiar with the Moors.
Africans conquered Spain and ruled for 700 years. Anyway, go ahead.
Now, to what you're just asking, those questions about the guns and, what is happening to us here. Now, don't you think that the food that we're eating can cause that kind of effect?
Why is it not happening in Antigua? If that's the case, why is not at this rate? They might have about 4 or 5 for the year. So if we're eating the same food, we importing the same, why is it not happening in, say, Grenada?
Well, maybe those places are not really that attractive. Maybe. No, I'm being serious, King.
I don't answer your answer, that's why I laugh.
Now, let us look at experiments that been tried. If you go to Michigan, there was experimenting with the water in Michigan, right? Mm-hmm. Among other things, the king. I mean, we are dealing with a people who like to create virus. Virus is the king. Now look at what we are eating. We're eating genetic modified organisms. And what are they doing to us, the king? They're slowly killing us. Even the unborn today, the king, the unborn in the womb of the mother is being targeted.
That's correct.
Because what the mother consumes, the baby consumes. So this brings me back to the point I raised earlier, that whenever a child is delivered, the child is supposed to ascend. But that is not happening now. Because
what do you mean by ascend?
Instead of ascending, they are descending. Whenever a child born the king, the child is supposed to ascend.
You're talking spiritually?
Yes. So you see, we are not becoming who we're supposed to be, because experiment has been tried, and slowly we are consuming things, synthetic food that are killing us. The king, we are dealing with a beast. We got to know who the beast is. I said that we have now become the devils. I can give you an incident that happened with me, right? Just last year, I lost my mom and my brother.
Condolences.
And someone lived, right? These people are living in hell. Those of us who have become devils, because they are greedy and they are consumed by this greed. and they are never satisfied, the king. So, we have to get out of it. How can we get out of it, the king? We can get out of it by becoming knowledgeable, because what we are gearing to, we have to get off the grid and we have to go back to nature. Now look at us trying to push agriculture. Are we having organic seed, the king? Where are the organic seeds that generation before plant a sweet pepper, eggplant, a tomato, and you can harvest the seed and sun dry them? Those seeds are no longer with us. Even the fertilizers, the king. I'm doing a small backyard gardening myself since COVID. And I've gotten some fertilizer from the agriculture department. When I use that fertilizer, the king, all the worms disappear from the soil. The worms that's supposed to cause air in the soil, they disappear. The soil become hard.
Okay.
You know what my fertilizer is now? Everything that I use, every chlorophyll thing that I use, whether it's
compost?
potato skin, watermelon skin, I use those for fertilizer now, the king.
Make a compost. Yeah.
Yeah. So you see, we have to understand the beast that we are dealing with. They are against life, and sadly, the king, we have become like them because we are now killing ourselves. The king, only knowledge can bring us free, you know. Only knowledge can break us away from this misery that was imposed upon us. I've said before, nothing is wrong with us. Something happened to us. They are experimenting. They are experimenting, the king. Viruses, look at all the viruses that they throw out on our continent, and we are still here. The minority knows that their time is up, and they're not going to relent. It's a war. They brought the war because we are not warlike. There are those who say that we need to manufacture our own military defense in what's going on the continent, the king. Maybe that's going to happen.
You said that you're not really versed with about the Moors. Do some reading. You research.
I will, the king.
The Moors conquered Spain and ruled for over 700 years. Hannibal is revered as one of the greatest military generals. He is African.
The thing is, right, the king, the thing is, and in reality, in this deity that we have, God and Satan, it started, as we know, war started in heaven. So from the inception of man, there was war. It begs me to ask the question, was there a time that there was peace on earth?
A very good question. Very good question.
There are many aspects of since the inception of man. Because remember again, the caller before mentioned about the letter from the King of Belgium. But go a little further. Lord Macaulay's letter to the British Parliament, he made an observation. He said he never came across a beggar or a thief. And this was in the area of Nigeria. So there was no need, the wealth that was in the continent, there was no need for anyone to beg or to steal. Now that is profound. That is so profound. That shows you, and of course we know of Mansa Musa as well.
Gaddafi.
So
Look at what Gaddafi was doing for his people.
Right.
Was trying to create a bank.
They used our brother to take him out.
Yeah, propaganda.
Thank you for hearing me, the king.
Much appreciated, sir. And we got about 11 minutes down past 1 o'clock. If I may speak very briefly to the launch of the Black Sand Strip in Sandy Point on Sunday. There was a... Okay, let's take this caller. I'll fill in that afterwards. Caller, good day, 11 Voices.
Hello, good afternoon, the king.
Bernice,
How are you?
I'm okay. Yourself?
I'm here in topsy-turvy mood because I just here.
What did you just hear?
What happened at Monkey Hill? Something happened.
Well, I'm in the studio. I was only repeating what I was told, but you're out there. What exactly did you hear?
I get it on my phone. I get the police investigating and all that. The crime scene, people on the crime scene and so. What happened, right? I may be wrong. I may be right. You see these different nations we got living here, right?
Different nationalities?
Nationality, yeah.
Yeah.
God said to them, very like to run things. This white powder named cocaine, and they'll walk with the gun. The people used to think was a weed, but now you're planting weed, you say you no need to bring in a weed. So I don't represent that's in the midst of peppermint you find. Up there they say they find something Irish tongue, right? Until in designated area they find.
So are you saying it's due to other nationalities living here?
These things happening. One Sunday I went to my mother, over my mother, to visit my mother before she passed. And when I came back in, I was surprised to hear somebody drop off a boat, and non-national, and this national went pick it up, pocket and this thing and wave. But they had get caught and get arrested.
You're talking about the smuggling attempt?
Huh?
Are you speaking about the smuggling attempt?
Yeah, they did get caught right down in the corner there. You know, I would live on the barrel, so just down there below me by the OTI section, Fisherman Wharf, they call it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's calling this me up. Ain't it too popular? When you see this thing going on, somebody ain't getting right money, and somebody pay somebody, and they say, well, go do that and come back, and I'm going to pay you whatever. Because it can't be natural people that do it with water.
What do you mean natural people? What do you call natural? What do you call natural people, or who do you call natural people?
No, I said in natural what? Oh, I mean, we here, we natural, and you know, we're not accustomed to this thing, one after the other. And I don't believe, I know if it's because I say they implement these things in a way you could grow. You think it's like high?
No, we've had a high incidence of murder long before that. But listen to this. Back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, for the folks who migrated to the USVI from Antigua, from St. Lucia, from St. Kitts and Nevis, we went to live in the USVI. And every crime, every negative incident as related to crime that happened there, we were blamed for it. The ILO, them to come here and they bring this, we were blamed for it.
Oh.
So people tend to blame what they don't understand, or ascribe blame to what they don't understand to changes.
It was quiet and peaceful, and after the hearing is going a different crime too.
Yes.
And they robbing us. I remember this man named Torchy used to be on the back 24/7. We waking up all at 4 in the morning, see people running to the back door because something must be happening yesterday afternoon before 5.
Antigua's population is bigger than ours. Grenada, etc., etc. Now we know St. Lucia and Dominica has some challenges with similar crime rate, right? But I'm saying that it comes down to our same St. Kitts. So whether it's people importing guns, whatever, I don't think it's a grand design to just target St. Kitts, right? This goes back to the era when they slaughtered Jude Matthew. And people decided to see and don't see. And you had trials, 3 trials on hung jury with all the evidence presented. Money was thrown around. And the whole thing changed. And that generation grew into what we have now. And it's being perpetuated. See and don't see. We don't care. Take him out because he dissed me. When did we start that nonsense?
I don't know. Look here again. My neighbor just complaining to me, say her grandson up in the school yesterday, this guy and another guy in the town. And because you know, I will be watching you because you and somebody maybe in the taxi stand having a little change in the world. The bad guy run at the guy, you know, make him nearly get knocked down, run cross, can nearly kill him.
Because they're emboldened. Because the teachers can't discipline them as before and the parents have no control.
Gun knife, a long knife.
Imagine that.
What is this? They need to put good security there to search up the bag.
That's what we come to. But this happens in other countries every day. So I'm saying we are seeing that and we are replicating it here. And it's become the norm.
Yeah, coming on now. Look over there by Sadler School 2 weeks ago. And where happened and people still about demonstrate. Demonstrate over what?
Correct, but that had nothing to do with other nationalities living here. We blame the Jamaicans, the Dominicans, the Guyanese because crime spiked, but it has nothing to do with them specifically. It's our own people.
But nobody them they don't get in nothing, you know, so we look like we own nation people, nationality people are getting things.
You just made my point.
Huh?
You just made my point.
Yeah, it'll be own people. Why they doing that? Imagine the child in school and the boy only must be about 12. Maybe 13, 14, and you're running down the child to kill him because he just watched somebody else. The other day, again, a friend of mine, granddaughter in school.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy boxing off his friend because they got school from Trinidad. He and the girl boxed up the girl, you know.
Because you know there'll be no consequence.
Yeah, the lady, the mother gonna to take the mother to court. When the mother see it again, parent again, ain't just in the children. He ain't gonna satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
So this gonna reach for down where the thing he come back begging pardon. Begging pardon, that's you all together in school. You boxing up me, you let me a man and woman in the house. Got me give me black eye. You have no respect for woman or nothing. You see that at home?
And that shouldn't become a court matter. That should be dealt with between the home and the school.
If you see that at home, you bring it to school for, you brought it to school
What I'm
for,
saying, such incidents should be dealt with the parents or at the school level. It should not become a police matter.
Well, because she wasn't getting a satisfaction from first and the teacher, them like they hiding and wiping, cleaning off the girl's
point
face.
is the teachers no longer have that control to be
Well, they
able
need
to
to go back,
properly.
Mr. Jeffrey need to go to the drawing board and all. And next thing again, he gives some kind of order there. That you could be here as much as you're like, what happened to these people? They safeguard, you know, because they're walking. They got 3, 4 bodyguard, you know. We poor people can't even afford a piece of bread, good can't even a bodyguard.
Cantimo, I haven't heard of for a long time.
Huh?
I haven't heard the phrase Cantimo for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, we can't do that. So if I hire somebody just to send up a boy, me get we're going to get the money to pay them for. From I'm not working.
Okay.
Really? I'm moneyless. They need to look for the country more.
You're moneyless. Oh, why, you're a gem.
Yes, moneyless. Maybe they say moneyless. I don't have this big bank.
I know about penniless. I know about penniless should store, but you're moneyless. Okay. I got you.
Penniless. I'm penniless.
Okay.
I won't be able to do that. So they need to charge. So when parents, when you all children going to school, search the bag. And in the night, go in the room, search the bag. They say that's why America comes, so you know. They say some parents can't even go in the children's room. You know, me to go clean and say, no, I'm going to school. Let me see what I'm going here.
They can't.
Yeah.
This is my room, my space. We can, yeah?
Yeah, one guy I wish to shoot up some teachers and the student at a time. 2-3 years ago. And I said, if here and here, he don't know how much thing we going to do and here, pose and all them deal.
Well, I'm old school. I'm old school. I don't do that, so different story.
In the state, so they didn't know what's going on in him and he just went school started shoot down like he crazy.
And Bernice, we're supposed to learn from those examples, but we adopt them here. We adopt them.
I wonder if they're not sink in the country with that again. Or maybe going to sink it for the Christmas man going again over here.
I hear you.
They want nobody to me shoot me.
I hear you.
Yeah, boy, like they're standing up. Look the other day. Look last year, Jove. A young guy just gets killed right there above the clock. And the parents now said they ain't taking it. I don't know what they're going to do. They must going to call upon them to carry the person court.
Okay, once again we mourn. So once again we mourn that it's as simple as that. And we hear our thoughts and prayers. All right, Bernice. Thank you very much for your contribution. Okay. About 18 months or 2 years ago, I had occasion to speak with teacher Sylvia Mills, the wife of the former Minister Charles Mills, after which the Sunny Point High School is named. And I asked about when she was teaching, how was the kids and the discipline. She says, kids are the same. It's just that they had more respect for their parents and the children. When that changed, they became more emboldened. She said, kids are the same. You're the teacher, you're in charge. But when that authority is taken from you or undermined, your kids run things. About 12 years ago, I'm down by one of the banks there. Okay, let me take this call. Good day, caller, you're live on Voices. We'll lose a caller. You get a chance, give us a call. 662-099. Are you there? All right. One back. Good day, caller, you're live on Voices.
Hi, the King.
Yes, sir. How are you?
As for the question you asked about
The Moors?
the Moors with the expansion into Spain, that was recent. The one with Hannibal was much more ancient.
I know, but it was in response to what Journey has said.
The Punic War, but we have to deal with chronology, the sequence of time, to get a better perspective. For instance, when Israel, probably the northern state of Israel and maybe Judah was attacked by the Assyrians. The Assyrian, I think the Judahite king, asked for help from what Mrs. Henry, good afternoon, Mrs. Henry, will call the Cushite pharaohs. All right? His name was probably Pianki, from the 25th dynasty of the dynasties of family kings, pharaohs back then, where the 25th dynasty was very, the dynastic period lasted for probably 30 dynasties, with the last ones of, so like the Greeks. And I don't know if Mark Antony and those guys with Cleopatra would have considered to be a dynasty. But that was the latter part of the dynastic period. So when certain vassal states, some areas, some regions became what you call vassal states, protectorate states under a larger empire. And if by correspondence, like the Amana correspondence with the Egypt and the vassal state all the way up into the Mitanni Empire. Those people who might be threatened by invading forces from the north, right? The Indo-Europeans, as they came down, they would have requested from the greater, the stronger. Now, this don't have nothing to do with the Moors, because the Moors was under an empire, the Umayyan Empire of the Islam, with the Islamists, take over from back then, why they went up further north into Spain. But I'm saying that it is a mixed bag, because some nations, some states, some vassal states will request help from others. It's there in the Bible, and it's there throughout. Now, a lot of the regions like Turkey and some area today, which you see the complexion of the people is different. Case in point, Argentina. If you go to Argentina, the king, you're not going to see any dark-skinned people like me and you.
They're very racist over there.
Yes, because over
very,
the years,
very
and the influx
racist
of
over there.
migration, from the influx of migration to Argentina, the dark-skinned people were suppressed. But if you were to take a DNA test of some of the lighter-skinned people, you will see that their DNA will reflect otherwise. I'm saying all the way up into Turkey and the ancient area they call Colchis, and those areas, all the way up to Armenia, by the Caucasus Mountain, Caucasus Mountain. There were dark-skinned nations, black nations, before people came from further north and pushed them back. And because of certain prophecy, why you see a lot of migration took place when the wave of migration was taking place in Palestine, they always come into Egypt. Just like how you see the Rafah border opening right now with Egypt and Gaza and so, you know. They always came down to Egypt. So I don't know why God gonna tell, you know, the Egyptians to let my people go, and they let them go. And then God gonna tell the same people to go into Egypt for rescue. You know? Because if you're gonna let my people go, and they did not let them go willy-nilly, and you're gonna kill off all their firstborn, the Egyptian had records to prove that 4 generations ago, that same God killed off all my firstborn. Now you're sending the same God people here to rescue, you know? So it is a lie. It's a lie. Those people always ask the pharaohs for rescue, and the pharaohs would come to their assistance and vanquish the Assyrian people from, you know what I mean, encroaching on Palestine, Israel.
Okay.
So sometimes it would have been conquest, but sometimes it would have been a request from other people whose borders was being threatened by other encroaching people.
Okay.
So it's a mixed bag. I just wanted to put that in the mix.
Thank you for your contribution. We got about 2 minutes to go before we wrap things up for today's presentation of Voices. And I was sent some information. It reads, murder 27 and 28th in St. Kitts. Reports of 3 young men shot multiple times in the Monkey Hill area, resulting in 2 dying on the spot. And there are pictures of 3 young men, and from what I see there, roughly between 22 and 27, if that's old, based on the pictures I'm seeing that was sent to me. And it reads murder number 27 and 28th in St. Kitts. Reports of 3 young men shot multiple times in the Monkey Hill area, resulting in 2 dying on the spot. Not the note that we would wish to end on. Maybe that's why on Friday I asked for Good News Friday. And it's been pretty good over the last few months in presentation. It's just sad that this is a part of our national debate now. Double murder, could have been triple. Hope it doesn't extend to that. We send our condolences out to the mothers, especially the parents, the loved ones, etc., because I don't think anybody woke up this morning, unless it was the perpetrators who knew that they'd be taking the life, spilling the blood of other persons within the Federation. My double slice of paradise. Even in paradise, there's tragedy and murder. We would wish not to be the norm. As I wish each and every one of you the best of the rest of Wednesday and beyond. I wish you peace, love, and just good vibes. Until Friday, adieu.